Hello everyone, my name is Ericka Racca and I am the Director of Audit Professional Services at CPA.com. Welcome to this LinkedIn Live session. I am joined today by Christopher Heinfeld from Heinfeld & Meach. Welcome, Christopher.
Thank you very much. If you're not familiar with me or my firm, we have about 50 employees. We focus in audits and specifically the government and non-for-profit sector.
We're here today to talk to you about the audit of the future. And Christopher, we're at the DCPA conference, which is a really great conference about technology and how we can use that in our audits and in our firms. And Christopher is also part of our Digital CPA Advisory Board. And at his firm, he's part of the technology initiative and figuring out, what technologies are they going to use and what can they do to improve their audits and their practice as a whole. So given your experience, Christopher, and the initiatives that you're part of and what your firm is doing, how can we use technology better in our audits, and what are you guys specifically doing?
Yeah, well, first off, technology is obviously everywhere these days, Erica. You see it everywhere in society, every day, day to life. The accounting profession, and specifically audits, is no different. And so it's really just finding ways in which your audits best capitalize on that technology. Various things that we've seen throughout the years, one of the big ones that we've talked about is just moving from paper audits to electronic audits. And that was a big one that happened several years ago in the last 10 or 15 years. And shortly following that was moving to a completely paperless audit where all the information you get from your clients is paperless, all your audit work is paperless. Fast forward now about 10 or 15 years later, there's been some other minor and major changes, but the big ones now are how can we analyze that paperless documentation? How can we incorporate AI? How can we automate some of those manual procedures instead of doing a lot of hard key data entry or other transfers of information that are very manual? How can we automate that through technology? And then the next step would be to really look for how technology can start performing some test work procedures for us. Obviously, the auditors are still going to have a key role in reviewing what technology is performing, ensuring that the proper procedures are being done, but what ways can we leverage technology in that manner?
Exactly, and we're talking a lot at this conference, especially about transformation. Audit transformation, audit of the future, and technology is a really big part of that. And AI is a lot of the talk at the conference right now, and you just mentioned AI. When you're thinking about other firms out there, as you're trying to figure out what to do, why is it really important for firms to embrace technology and not wait to see how it goes with everyone else first, especially some of the newer technologies out there like cloud, like AI?
Yeah. Well, I think you make a good point in that you want to start looking at that technology. You don't have to make a decision today, tomorrow, even within a year that you need to implement some new technology into your audits. You want to make sure you properly assess that technology, that tech out there, the automated procedures, whatever it would be, and ensure that it's going to work for your audit engagements, your industries, the information you're receiving from your clients. But what you don't want to do is sit flat-footed and wait for that tech to come to you. You need to get out there to really evaluate what options are available for your firm. And one great aspect of that is if you can be innovative in using that technology, it's a great tool to pool talent. Talent's obviously been strained these last several years and probably will continue to be that way for the foreseeable future or near future. And so being innovative, using technology, it has some excitement to it that can help you recruit then better.
And no one's saying that you have to be, again, that early adopter who's waiting in line overnight for the first iPhone. But you also don't want to be that lagger that's way at the end where by the time you get there, it's already passed by and now the next thing's there and you can't keep up. So it's identifying where are you with your firm, what can you bring to the table, doing it in smaller chunks, and really analyzing where those gaps are and how you can fill them and what will work best for you. That talent gap that you mentioned, we talked about this in our session earlier today as well, and when you think about where that talent pool is, they were born and raised on technology. So being a forward-thinking firm and that audit of the future will bring that talent to you and can really also, it can help in so many different ways. Everything we've talked about so far is changing the way that we think about our audits, our mindsets, and how we approach our audits. We all know that change is hard, especially for our profession and our personalities. And so, why is it so important to embrace change? Or what are a couple of things that you have done to kind of help round us out in this session?
Yeah, and a lot of things we've talked about at this conference is just being agile to the change. It's going to happen. A lot of moving parts are occurring when we talk about audit transformation and audit being in our audits using technology. You've got standards, you've got methodology, you've got a lot of different pieces like technology and personnel, and how do these things all move together to make sure that you're adopting technology and it's getting put into place efficiently and effectively. And so that's something that I think everyone needs to definitely look at it and make sure that they're aware of. But then also looking at how your firm's going to approach that specific avenue. Are you going to put it on one person? Are you going to champion it? Do you need to have a team? Our firm personally has teams that we feel like it works really well to implement certain strategies, certain technology through a team with various different levels of individuals. So we can get true feedback on how it's going to affect everybody in the firm and how best to look out for those pitfalls and understanding that they're going to happen and how are we best going to pivot and be agile to those.
It's really being smart about it and utilizing the resources that you have. And if your firm is really small, you don't have a lot of resources, reaching out to your networks and associations or your peers and trying to navigate and utilize them to your advantage, because that mindset's really hard to change, and it's going to be really important to be smart about it, because the people side of it is the people and the users are the ones that need to do that. I can't thank you enough. It's a short conversation. There's so much more that we could talk about, but I appreciate your time today. I'm really thankful for what you're doing in the profession and your involvement with this conference and just the initiatives and technology that you've been taking. So I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. It's very exciting to be part of this and see all the new technology coming into audits right now. It's definitely a truly exciting time to talk with all the vendors and see what's out there and see what can best improve your audits and make your firm and your engagements more effective and efficient in the future.
Excellent. Thank you so much.